Okay, we have time for a question at table 1. We may not have time for the question at table 29. Thanks.
Hello, Rick. My name's Eugene Gordon from Kilcatla, near Washawat. I just want to have a concerns, and I find it quite coincidental that we just about 2 weeks ago we met with Enbridge, that and they come to our community and shared a bit of dialogue with us. I find them quite personally. I find them quite an arrogant bunch. The only reason I say that is that they're proposing to drive these tankers right at the back of our door there. I just got to go up the hill there and look out the back, and they'll be going. They want to run them right behind our village. I come from a community that is 85% unemployed. When Canada screams, a recession, and they talk about 7% unemployment rate, we live with a recession 12 months of the year. Mm-hmm. But our community is, you don't see people walking around feeling sorry, because we measure wealth in a different way. We measure wealth by our resources, what we have, what we do, how we harvest from the seas. That's why our people are not standing there throwing themselves off of buildings and stuff. The question I have, you talk about industry standards going beyond government standards in these ships. Mm-hmm. I just want to know, are you confident in industry standards in these ships? Like you say have 2 motors, 2 of everything, backup for everything. The only reason I say that again is to us, Section 35 is near and dear to us. It defines who we are as a people. And as a people, to define who you are, you need to have language and you need to have laws. So to us and the resource. So those are the 3 things that are, to our people, to the Kilcatla people, are very important. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So the basic question was, are you confident that those better than industry standards are sufficient? And you're saying given the status and the promise of Section 35 of the Constitution Act. Yeah, thanks.
I'd like to make 2 comments there. First of all, I want to be very, very clear about this. There is always a risk, where no matter how safe the boat is, no matter how many tug escorts they have, no matter what the tracking system is, no matter what the maintenance and inspection schedule has been, no matter how many bridge watches you've got, there is always a risk of a catastrophic oil spill, number 1. So I'm confident that the industry safeguards and what we've got in Alaska has reduced that risk, but it is still there. So the question is, the Exxon Valdez was there had been 8,700 tanker loads go out of there before that one happened. If it's 1 in 8,700, is that still worth, having the pipeline terminal there? And I think, I wish they had never built the Trans-Alaska Pipeline. On the other issue I wanted to mention very quickly, for the PNCIMA process, the issue of valuing things, there's a group called Redefining Progress, and they have this thing called the Genuine Progress Indicator, GPI analysis, and they can do these, which incorporates things that are, it looks at the negative contributions to economy. There were economists that came into Alaska after the Exxon Valdez, and they said, this is good. And we said, excuse us? They said, this is good for your economy because look at these $2 billion that Exxon has paid to clean up this. And from a strict economic standpoint, there was dollars that changed hands. And so it was a economic plus. And of course, that is absolutely categorically absurd. And a GPI analysis will look at those negative contributions to economy and positive contributions, things that are not always bought and sold like volunteerism and things like that, as positive contributions. I would encourage you to look at that in your process. things like contingent valuation of those non-market environmental assets and values of the northern BC coast, things that are not bought and traded in a market economy, they still have value. And I think this gentleman here brought this up before. They need to be assessed and incorporated into our values there. So,
thank you, Rick. We don't have time for Table 29. I'm sorry, but it